Good morning, Internet family. How are we doing today? I'm up very early today. This is definitely not my scene. As I'm driving down the driveway and out of my yard, it's a beautiful yard. There's flowers and blackberries and raspberries and strawberries and apples and cherries and Asian pears and every other kind of delicious kiwis, grapes, all kinds of delicious things growing in my yard. And drive past the chickens who lay eggs. Definitely all summer they lay eggs anyway. And there's deer in the yard too. It's just very, very lucky to live in such a beautiful rural location. Most people out there probably don't get to live like this. Probably living in concrete boxes on top of other people in concrete boxes in the ghetto, probably. And just incredibly fortunate to even live here, even if it's just temporary. We're incredibly fortunate to live in such an environment, and I've gotten to live here for a couple of years now. So it's beautiful. Beautiful way to wake up and start the day. It's definitely worse ways to wake up and start the day. So I am going to let's talk about crypto. So BitConnect, again, another $20 reinvest last night. Pretty much immediately after I posted my last vlog, there was $20 to reinvest. So sorry for doubting or for being skeptical or for whatever. The simple fact is, it was there ready to go last night. Pretty much right after I finished that screencast. Few things up a little bit in the market. Bitcoin looked like it was up about 4%, back over 2,500. Ethereum's still hovering right around 200. Monero's still up to 45, I think. Litecoin was up a pinch, but still right at 40. Which is surprising at this point. I would have thought Litecoin had gotten higher by now. Meow was up 6%. So my Meow millionaire status carries a lot more weight. It's now worth like $60 instead of $40 or something. I mean, let's see. Turning $4 into $6 that's a 50% gain, right? So that's not that bad, really, just from a straight up investment number standpoint. But of course, the reason why you would invest in something like that is because you're going to hope that it goes up to $1 or something, and then you're a multi-millionaire. So yeah, let's do it, people. Let's go buy that Meow coin. If everybody on the internet goes and buys one Meow coin right now, I'd probably be a millionaire, just like that. And just think how cute cats are. Could happen. Stranger things have happened. Certainly stranger things have happened in my life that I've seen in this world. Yeah, so I did get a Genesis mining payout last night, just one. Did an update about all that last night. With this crypto thing, there's opportunities, like I say every day. There's opportunities to win or lose available every day, whether you choose to take advantage of them or fail to take advantage of them in an adequate way. I'm sure that occurs. But my question would be, what seems to be like the most reliable And honestly, from where I'm sitting right now, I mean, Genesis Mining just had that thing where they didn't pay for 4 days and they didn't show up. Like, very little explanation. I know they've tweeted some stuff, and I know there's been some, article they posted or whatever, but none of it was like, hey, end user, here's what's up. You know what I mean? In my user interface, I had to go and research that stuff on YouTube and on the internet and find that stuff, by hand, as it were. And, I've definitely lost. I mean, I've gained for sure, but I've definitely lost as well on all the cryptocurrencies. I've been holding almost every kind of cryptocurrency when it dropped 10, 25, 30% in a single day. So, it's a very volatile market. Now, we could call it reliable. I don't know. I think Bitcoin's pretty reliable. It seems to slowly go up over time, kind of inexorably and inevitably. So, I do believe that Bitcoin is reliable as a hold of value. Very volatile. Up and down all the time. It's not I wouldn't call it a guarantee. But BitConnect, on the other hand, has been extremely reliable since I set that up. So I know people think BitConnect is a scam, and maybe it is, Like, I threw a little money in there just to see what it was like and kind of experience and kind of be on that leading edge or cutting edge of what that is. Because so many people ask me about technology and ask me about cryptocurrencies and ask me about this space and investing in general. I've got a lot of younger siblings and cousins and former co-workers and partners, and they've seen me make some decisions which I think they thought were shrewd, or definitely a lot of people were very skeptical when I said I was all in on Bitcoin a couple of years ago, and that's definitely turned out well for me. So so a lot of people now are like, okay, what's the next Bitcoin? I don't think there is a next Bitcoin per se. I think that all the cryptocurrencies have potential, and some of them I think will create big gains for people. I've definitely made big gains on other coins besides Bitcoin. Made huge gains on Ethereum. Made very good gains on DOT, Chaincoin, Neutron, Litecoin. Almost all the main players I've made good return on investment on at one point or not, but it's a matter of knowing when to buy, when to sell, that sort of thing for most of these ones, for most everything that's not Bitcoin or BitConnect. BitConnect, the alleged scam. Here's the thing, I want BitConnect to invite me to their data center. Where's it at? I do a YouTube video every day. I have done a lot of stuff about BitConnect. They had Trayvon out of Genesis Mining, which gave it a lot more validity than I think it had before that. And I would like to do the same thing with BitConnect if they'll have me. Oh, Java, sweet nectar of the gods. Very little conversation today with the barista. I'm not really a this early in the morning kind of guy. I wouldn't say I'm not a morning person altogether. Certain mornings I could wake up almost bubbly, but probably not this early. As you can tell, it's pretty gray outside. It's pretty early. Yeah, so, what are some other investments I've made? I can say that I've lost a ton of money on precious metals. But the problem wasn't really that I bought precious metals. I think the problem was that I was taking somebody else's advice. Because if I would have been a little bit more careful about looking into that myself ahead of time, I probably would have not bought at a high point, waited for a lower point, and bought in then, etc., etc., and, you know, wouldn't have lost as much money, or maybe any money. Maybe would have made money. Yeah, so that's one thing that didn't work out for me. Now, I want to get back into precious metals at some point, especially while they're still low, especially silver. I mean, I think silver is still pretty low right now, just in general. There's a ratio of silver to gold on the planet as far as like what's mineable in the crust of the earth, and currently that ratio doesn't match up economically. So I've made some investments where I haven't lost anything. I bought the Dart, you know, it's a classic car, and it's worth whatever somebody will pay me for it, and I think somebody will probably pay me a good amount for it, because it's like a really, really, really good car. You know, the value on something like that is just astronomical when you compare it to, like, you know, there's a, right here, I'm driving right past a Ford dealership right here, and at this Ford dealership, they've got a brand new 2016 Ford Focus or 2017 Ford Focus, $16,000, right? It's probably one of the cheapest new cars you can buy, right? $16,000, over 16.9 maybe, almost $17,000. I don't know. I'm not seeing it out there today, but I saw it the other day, and what a contrast between that pile of junk and, you know, a 1963 Dodge Dart. Big difference there. I'm not saying that I would necessarily buy either one of those as a vehicle to drive around right now today. If I lived in a sunnier climate and I didn't have to do a lot of commuting and stuff, I probably would buy that Dart exactly to drive as a daily driver. But here it just rains a little too much. I don't even like to take it out when it's rainy here. Feels like I'm damaging a piece of history or something. It just doesn't feel that good. So I keep it in the garage, except on really sunny days. And let's be real, I mean, most of the time I take the Lexus everywhere. It's more comfortable. It's more, it gets equivalent mileage, honestly, even though it's a hybrid. So that's interesting. But, you know, a lot of times I gotta haul a bunch of band gear and stuff, so this is the car for that. Although there's a lot of trunk space in the Dart as well, too, so. Yeah, so, I mean, you know, other than crypto, most of what I've ever invested in has been a loss or a break even, so. You know, is that crypto's fault? Is that my fault? In some cases, I think it's my fault. I definitely think the precious metal thing was, I was listening to somebody else. Other people are fools, especially when they're giving you advice. Mostly. You got to do your own research for your own self and have that kind of awareness and connection with your situation. Otherwise, you're putting yourself at risk. Period. And, you know, it might not be a risk for them. You know, in fact, they might feel really great about it on all these different levels. And some of their great feelings might have some validity to them, but, you know, at the end of the day, does it really matter if, you know, the advice they give you ends up costing you money? So, yeah, do your own research. Be very careful. Diversify. Yeah, that's about it. Alright, internet fam. Well, have a good day. Maybe I'll pop back on later and do some stuff. Bye.